Be forever young. Be lavish. Be timeless. I am 24K, bling like no other.
Halo para pengejar.
Saya bantuin ya.
Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, pasti ada diskonnya. Pesan GrabCar pakai promo Yuk Grab. Halo para pengejar. Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, nggak ada kata telat. Pesan Grab Bike ada jaminan anti ngaret.
Gak sabar Ramadan baby, gas ambil rezeki, voucher combo bertubi-tubi, pasti puas dan jadi beli-beli.
Belanja di Indomaret makin banyak untungnya. Kumpulkan cashback poin jadi untung terus. Makin sering belanja, makin banyak poin yang kamu dapatkan. Dapat diskon, jadi untung terus. Bayar belanjaanmu dengan poin yang kamu punya. Belanja jadi gratis, jadi untung terus. Dan untung terus dapat banyak promo. Jadi member Indomaret Poinku sekarang. Untungnya non-stop.
This is where you can find yourself. As true as the purest gold. Be forever young. Be lavish. Be timeless. I am 24K, bling like no other.
Halo para pengejar.
Saya bantuin ya.
Kejar ini, pesan GrabCar pakai promo Yuk Grab. Halo para pengejar. Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, nggak ada kata telat. Pesan Grab Bike ada jaminan anti ngaret.
lốp có lẽ cả lốp luôn này em nào phải con này con này nào này đó cái đó có nghe cam còn cái nàoแต่เพื่อนบอกว่าอะไรก่อนนะเขาแล้วนั่นชื่ออะไรมีค่าของมีค่าของคิดโปรเกาไงนี่แหละก็มีค่าไงนะคิดโปรเกาไงcho mà chủ sĩ ra bên đấy tại nhau nè chủ sĩ ra một khứ na có càng ngày nó càng khá là khổ khá như thế cả khuyên chủ sĩ càng ngày càng khổ khá này cả sắp đến xí đa của chiếc bộ con này đến xí đa đấy thì review mà về của chiếc bộ con này tại vì nó sao đấy các phần này rất là gì hát này nèเหมือนกันแค่แหละไม่นานได้คือแล้วอันนี้น่ารักเขาอยู่น่ารักเขาเอาเงี้ยไปกระตุ้งเลยหูเป็นหุ่นไปย่อยนะกระตุ้งเงี้ยอะไรชีมาเปี้ยนเลยท่าเมนาตีว่าอยู่เขาของเขามันโพงกันเหมือนเขากัดแคสไปเท่าไหร่ก็ตีว่าอยู่ในหน้ากันเพราะว่าเอาอย่างเราลักกับกรรมมันโอเคนะเพราะว่าผมว่าใช้รักกับค่อยรักกันอย่างนั้นเลย ที่โต๊ะนะห้องไม่ได้ห้องพงห้องโต๊ะนะลาฟิกในโต๊ะนะในหน้ามันก็ปิดกล้องหน้าก่อนปิดกล้องหน้าเป็นแบบยากเลยโอ้ผมเวลาเราขโมยพวกทำไปนั่งทำไปแค่นี้ขโมยแล้วก่อนหนาวเห็นไหมเป็นแบบยากเลยยี่หลับมา nghe còn nghe nó còn nó vẫn khuôn á nó xuống còn cái giá cái nó cái nó nóตัดขาไปได้นานแล้วมันก็ตัดขาไปได้มันอยู่ในน้ำnó vẫn đang kiểu này sao con nó chơi đi này nó mà lý này ดูไว้ดีดิเพื่อสักไข่เดี๋ยวเสียนึงเส้นหนาเตี๋ยหรือตัวออกหนาแล้วก็ขอนึงเส้นหนาตีตัวออกหนาเนื้อเธอชุดที่เล็กเนี่ยชุดที่เราปิ้งออกมาแอบสูงแห้งเทียเสียงก็มอแหละมออยู่มาเทียงานแล้วยาดิไปเลยไปเลยอ๋อชูเลยตุ๊กเล็กชี้เลย Nó tin cũng đã chia được rồi. Mình nghe ho vậy. Cô cái gì? Cái suy chi đấy gì mới thể suy chi đấy. Anh mới thể suy chi đấy. Ý để. Ý. Tôi mới là đó là tôiพูดlà ô các cả ăn ngon là tổ cái là nhiều không ý ok làm quá long con lên hả long con lên cái à ừ? Kéo ok và cái cái gì cái gì gì hàng từ về về một đá
Gas sabar Ramadan pipi, gas ambil rezeki, voucher combo bertubi-tubi, pasti puas belanja di pipi.
Belanja di Indomaret makin banyak untungnya. Kumpulkan cashback poin, jadi untung terus. Makin sering belanja, makin banyak poin yang kamu dapatkan. Dapat diskon, jadi untung terus. Bayar belanjaanmu dengan poin yang kamu punya. Belanja jadi gratis, jadi untung terus. Dan untung terus dapat banyak promo. Jadi member Indomaret Poinku sekarang. Untungnya non-stop.
This is where you can find yourself. As true as the purest gold. Be forever young. Be lavish. Be timeless. I am 24K, bling like no other.
Halo para pengejar.
Pak, saya bantuin ya.
Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, pasti ada diskonnya. Pesan GrabCar pakai promo Yuk Grab. Halo para pengejar. Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, nggak ada kata telat. Pesan Grab baik ada jaminan anti ngaret.
Gas sabar Ramadan pipi, gas ambil rezeki, voucher combo bertubi-tubi, pasti puas belanja di pipi.
Belanja di Indomaret makin banyak untungnya. Kumpulkan cashback poin, jadi untung terus. Makin sering belanja, makin banyak poin yang kamu dapatkan. Dapat diskon, jadi untung terus. Bayar belanjaanmu dengan poin yang kamu punya. Belanja jadi gratis, jadi untung terus. Dan untung terus dapat banyak promo. Jadi member Indomaret Poinku sekarang. Untungnya non-stop.
This is where you can find yourself. As true as the purest gold. Be forever young. Be lavish. Be timeless. I am 24K, bling like no other.
Halo para pengejar.
Pak, saya bantuin ya.
Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, pasti ada diskonnya. Pesan GrabCar pakai promo Yuk Grab. Halo para pengejar. Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, nggak ada kata telat. Pesan Grab baik ada jaminan anti ngaret.
Gas sabar Ramadan baby, gas ambil rezeki, voucher combo bertubi-tubi, pasti puas belanja di Beli-beli.
Belanja di Indomaret makin banyak untungnya. Kumpulkan cashback poin, jadi untung terus. Makin sering belanja, makin banyak poin yang kamu dapatkan. Dapat diskon, jadi untung terus. Bayar belanjaanmu dengan poin yang kamu punya. Belanja jadi gratis, jadi untung terus. Dan untung terus dapat banyak promo. Jadi member Indomaret Poinku sekarang. Untungnya non-stop.
This is where you can find yourself. As true as the purest gold. Be forever young. Be lavish. Be timeless. I am 24K, bling like no other.
Halo para pengejar.
Pak, saya bantuin ya.
Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, pasti ada diskonnya. Pesan GrabCar pakai promo Yuk Grab. Halo para pengejar. Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, nggak ada kata telat. Pesan Grab baik ada jaminan anti ngaret.
Gak sabar Ramadan baby, gas ambil rezeki, voucher combo bertubi-tubi, pasti puas belanja di Beli-beli.
Belanja di Indomaret makin banyak untungnya. Kumpulkan cashback poin, jadi untung terus. Makin sering belanja, makin banyak poin yang kamu dapatkan. Dapat diskon, jadi untung terus. Bayar belanjaanmu dengan poin yang kamu punya. Belanja jadi gratis, jadi untung terus. Dan untung terus dapat banyak promo. Jadi member Indomaret Poinku sekarang. Untungnya non-stop.
This is where you can find yourself. As true as the purest gold. Be forever young. Be lavish. Be timeless. I am 24K, bling like no other.
Halo para pengejar.
Wah, saya bantuin ya.
Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, pasti ada diskonnya. Pesan Grab Car pakai promo Yuk Grab. Halo para pengejar. Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, nggak ada kata telat. Pesan Grab baik ada jaminan anti ngaret.
yang kamu dapatkan. Dapat diskon, jadi untung terus. Bayar belanjaanmu dengan poin yang kamu punya. Belanja jadi gratis, jadi untung terus. Dan untung terus dapat banyak promo. Jadi member Indomaret Poinku sekarang. Untungnya non-stop.
This is where you can find yourself. As true as the purest gold. Be forever young. Be lavish. Be timeless. I am 24K, bling like no other.
Halo para pengejar.
Wah, saya bantuin ya.
Kejar ini, kejar itu, kejar. Keep kalem, pasti ada diskonnya.
Aku kan berdiri dan terus berlari, terus ke arah puncak tertinggi. Ku takkan berhenti, hanya sampai di sini. Kemenangan abadi menanti. You know we won't miss if we unite our focus. And if you haven't noticed, we all live. Nyalakan apimu, hadapi semua tantangan, hadang semua serangan, jatuh bukan halangan. Bakar semangatmu, janganlah engkau menyerah. Kita akan buat sejarah. We all this, we won't miss. We all this, we won't miss. Saatnya beraksi, jalani ambisi. Aku kan menyawakan hari ini. You know we won't miss if we unite our focus. And if
对呀、还有员工可以打折哦。
那下次帮我规划旅游行程吧。
好啊，交给我。
你应该去过很多地方吧？
书友。
明天我要跟我的爸爸见面。嗨，大家好，欢迎大家来到今天的中文课，我是你们的中文老师廖丹。我们的生活越来越依赖网络和电脑，很多人每
เนี่ยมันก็ลากตัวมันฟิตตามเพลงนะอ๋อลุงพี่งง
ไม่เจอนั่นน่ะหายหายรุ่นฮะเด้ว่าไตใช่ว่าลูกว่า
In your opposing side. And Alter Ego Esports now 7,000 gold lead, 7,500. We might see a fast game here. Potentially the next Lord can be GG.
The next Lord or the next time Beloyski gets a flank and cuts off Alter Ego from their own base. Right here, there's way too many people, but Rossi gets caught out.
Power of wildness, but the airstrike comes through. Beloy with the flicker. That's what it was made for.
Almost.
The runner shot not connecting, and Geek Slate once again have baited out so many resources. 2 flickers, 2 ultimates, make it 4 actually with Nino and Udil as well.
Perfect.
The timing couldn't be better as well with the Lord coming up right here. Geek Slate has extended the gold lead up to 8k, and I bet if you look at the stats later on, a boy is gonna be one of the highest damage dealers whenever he uses his spells onto Pion that split, man. The numbers, his cloud the screen. And now, without any real way of engaging, they're gonna send Sallyboy to try and find out some information, but Geek Slate will be going for this Lord, or at least try to use it to try and bait out a fight with Alter Ego.
In-game equipment by Junior Games here, Rashi.
Yeah.
And Brody, this is again exactly what he wants, right? I mean, on the Brody, the mid-game power spike is massive, and taking a lot of resources in. Even then, he still goes for a bit of defense with the steel leg plates.
He definitely respects Alter Ego and the potential to just completely pop off. Sallyboy will be able to secure the purple buff, but honestly, it's on Nakai, so it won't be too significant. Looking at the items though, Chidera is very much respecting physical damage, right? Wind of Nature and a steel leg plates. He needs to be careful that he does not fall to Udil, who is and has been one of the more relevant carries for the side of Alter Ego. And the same can be said for the rest of the members. They already have the Athena shield, but during a prolonged fight, that magical damage can still technically sneak up on you. And against Alter Ego, that's the last team you want to try and let your guard down up against.
Yeah, I mean, surprising, right? Looking at how dominating Geek Slate has been, Kadira has yet to pick up a kill, even just to assist on his name. But again, potentially this might be the last final push. Let's see.
Kadira now trying to see the turret down as further airstrike, and the Bennett's Rage gets popped in. Lord has marched down over to the bottom side. Now Alter Ego puts their focus right there. Able to micromanage the waves really well. Geek Slate are not able to utilize the waves properly. They will be able to say one more push here in the mid lane. Siege potential from the Brody, doing work, getting the base turrets down. 2 base turrets down, they're rotating over to the top side now. And Sallyboy gets chunked right low, half HP.
Oh my god.
From a boy with the gloom. Now it's gonna be Sallyboy who jumps in, now caught in the final slash. And the magic damage from a boy. That's one of the frontliners down already for Alter Ego. Udil has the feather airstrike back up. With Geek Slate, do they want to keep on going?
Let's see though, minion and mid will enter the base now. Geekslate, they're looking for the opportunity.
But the airstrike popped in again, but a boy is going to be able to dive in towards that back line, just putting some pressure down to zone them away from the base turret up top as Chidera just wreaks havoc onto the structures from the side of Alter Ego. Jana going to be caught in the immobilization from the slam, but Geekslate pull back. And it's just discipline.
Pretty straightforward, right? Geekslate, they realize that they can take down all base turrets. There you go, they maintain that pressure. After all 3 base turrets taken down, they relieve off pressure. They go back to the jungles, and of course, Alter Ego, they're left with nothing.
Looking at the player's gold by UBS Gold though, you can see that Nino is still very much in the game, but he cannot do it alone. Everyone from Alter Ego needs to catch up, but since Geekslate has been pushing the lanes again and again, Alter Ego, they're forced to let most of the gold income go into the pockets of Udil and Nino, trying to clear the wave as soon as possible. 1v3 right now, Boys is going in, doesn't care.
Full tank build, by the way. That's what it does to another tank. The base damage alone from Beloy, and he doesn't even have the unbending will. He went for the concussive blast, and he's dealing this much damage. He's also super tanky. If you took a look at the items earlier, he had 2 steel leg plates. Arashi as Luke jumps in now with the stun, with the vengeance as well. Going to be caught in the slam pass combo and a heavy spin as well, but Luke's going to be able to flicker out just in time. Not far enough though. Still pinned down with a heavy spin. Nino picks up the kill as the Lord gets chunked to half HP.
It was the reverse time there that caught Luke miscalculated. But now let's see Geekslate. They still want to maintain pressure, but Alter Ego, they want to contest.
Dangerous for Chidera. He gets the stun down right now as Pi tries his best to jump into the back line. Still going to be able to bring... Oh, Chidera back to the feather airstrike. A boy now caught in the midst. Going to be able to actually dodge away. Rossi falls to the hands of Jana, but Nino now is all left to free hit. Nino dying here. Jana picking up a double kill as he buys the immortality in time. Boy walking him down. Pi mounting Jana, but he's still going to be able to escape as a boy now is going to be putting some pressure down onto Selly Boy. Jana running away. Pi getting off, not able to secure any more kills. Geekslate need to be very careful. Remember what made RRQ lose game 1 in the El Clasico.
Sharp game here by Geekslate, right? Take a look at the replay here, what happened here in details.
All began with that engage onto Selly Boy, but in that back line, the main damage dealers are getting zoned away. Both the Brody and the Lilia, Boy and Chidera, were unable to unload as much damage as possible. And in the end, the fact that Jana was barely able to survive is definitely a very fortunate outcome, but fortune doesn't come very often. And with the gold lead shrunk down to 7K, this means the rest of the team, the rest of the members of Alter Ego are slowly but surely catching up. Taking a look at the damage dealt here, a Boy, as I mentioned, is on top right there, but it doesn't really
Chidera? I think that's a mistake, no?
Well, he hasn't been participating in a lot of these fights, so it's not beyond reason for him to be all the way down there. We'll have to see if that actually is correct though, but for now, same thing. Geekslate pressuring, using the map pressure, using the fact that they have 3 base turrets down to try and force Alter Ego into something, and Alter Ego are the ones trying to go for the engage.
Only onto Beloy though, as the boy is going to be able to actually gap close over to Udil. That's a lot of HP from Udil taken away, forcing the wings by wings, and Geekslate have reclaimed control over the enhanced Lord Pit that is now evolved. Beloy caught in the reverse time, and now the damage comes through from the side of Beloy, and Chidera with torn apart memory is able to slay Pi. A boy picks up the unstoppable, still dealing so much damage as he walks back. Caught in the reverse time, has the black shoes. Selly Boy going to be caught once again as that's going to be Luke jumping in with vengeance. Beloy in the back line, forced to flicker out and forced to fall, but Luke finds the final slash onto Nino. Chidera with the follow-up and a torn apart memory, but that's going to be Nino, still surviving, getting out of range. Geekslate played it perfectly though. They will be able to secure the evolve floor.
A very good display again of coordination there. Geekslate, they're busy trying to harass Alter Ego, but Jana has the space to secure the Lord. Question is, will they be able to secure game 1?
Oof. Boy, plus the sprint and the black shoes. But that was a very close situation. Alter Ego understand that he is one of the main damage dealers, and with the Lord marching in, Geekslate, they're going for the end right now.
Oh, time journey baited on already. The immortality from a boy going to be popped right there as he's going to be caught in the mobility. That's Nino who finds the kill. The torn apart memory only onto the little splits over from the glue. And Geekslate won't be able to end here in the 19th minute. The longer the game goes, the scarier it gets for Geekslate.
They need to be careful here. They played it very, very well. Taking a look at the items as well, right? Brody built 2 defensive respect items here. In that, Dina and of course, Wind of Nature. Meanwhile, Beatrix somehow forced to almost go all in, even adding Haas Claws here. Apart from that Wind of Nature, is this the right way? Gold-wise though, Nino is far ahead.
It seems like for Nino, the priority is the physical damage. He wants to lifesteal up with the Haas Claws in the middle of the big fight and then use the Wind of Nature to outplay the Torn-Apart Memory that will come in from Kadera. But keep in mind, the main big damage dealer in the late game is going to be a boy on that Lilia. So he has defenses against that, but he is positioning so well that a boy cannot get his damage onto him as Boloyski almost gets his immortality taken down. But this is a very tanky Hilda right here. And I feel like in the end, the longer this game goes, the more it doesn't favor Geek Slate, so they might go for something different. They can use Boloyski as a quote-unquote split push tool if they really want to. We've seen it before.
Let's see here. It's a reset, and the next Lord will spawn in the next minute. It seems like Geek Slate, somehow their space has been negated here, has been overtaken here by the side of Ultra Ego Esports. So slowly but surely, you're right, Nino will be more of an impact here. But let's see the setup here. 45 seconds to the next Lord.
Gotta be careful though, because the more they move forward, the less they can move back as a boy gets forced to use the black shoes very early on. But now there's a chance for Geek Slate to chase them down and go for a fight.
Look at Chidera though. All alone in that top lane.
Recalling.
Trying to go for
recall.
a push. He is going to be recalling. Not recalling to the base, just recalling. Staying there in the top side, maybe possibly looking for an assassination attempt. He's still just doing it. He's just recalling again and again. And finally, he decides to pull back a bit.
Let's see here. It seems like now with 10 seconds on the clock, Geek Slate, they still has the upper edge. We're talking about space-wise, right? So Alter Ego, though, again with Akai, can go for the 50-50s here if the setup is more proper. Oh, Blood Wings for Udil. That's nasty.
We saw the Feather Airstrike damage onto a boy and onto Kadera, so they both need to be very, very careful. The gold advantage has been shrinking, and a boy, once again, being forced to use the black shoes, and he might be out of the fight for now. This is where Alter Ego push the tempo.
With Kadera, again, that's going to be Boy caught, but look at Udil. He reads it out perfectly. Going to be able to rotate all the way to the bottom side as Geeks lose their members in the mid lane. That's going to be Jana buying the Winter Truncheon, buying some time, but a boy is going to fall, and Nino finds a triple. It's a maniac for Nino. An absolute savage play by Nino, the man himself, putting his team on his back with a massive play. And Udo with the big brains, a macro decision to maneuver down below, noticing Chidera was gone from the map.
N-I-N-O, Alter Ego Esports. Slowly but surely now they could end here with 25 seconds on the clock. Only Kadera left standing.
Chidera with a flicker right now. One cannon minion is going to be there for the side of Alter Ego. Now he looks to zone Chidera away. Nino, they have done it with Nino. One fight. They have broken the curse as well. Nino.
With a maniac in hand as well. Alter Ego Esports, they right first, even 80% of that match. It was Geek Slate leading that game.
They went for the gamble, man. They know that in the team fights, they were falling behind. They weren't getting the success they wanted. So they go for yet another split push maneuver. But Alter Ego were prepared. They were ready for it. They completely saw through it, and they got completely countered. In that whole engagement, Alter Ego did not lose a single thing. Not a single objective, not a single member. And they come out on top on that game as well, showing again the improvement and the growth that the fans has been expecting and hoping to see from this team.
Anything can happen in the land of Dawn, and that is one of the best examples. Alter Ego, they lost the early game, they lost the mid game, but just one fight. Kadera wasn't ready for that fight. He was bot side. Alter Ego realized that. They took advantage of that, and it's just GG. Nino with a better positioning as well. Maniac.
Props to Udil. My God. He notices the Brody was gone. He feathered airstrike, so he got the damage out already before he rotated down below.
It connected to a board, thankfully, right?
So well played by Udil there, but even more so from Nino.
For sure.
His team was
Another Maniac.
definitely backing him up, so it's not a solo play, but it's impressive nonetheless, knowing that all the aggression from Geek Slate was onto Nino. The game highlight to hold pressure in the early game, and for Alter Ego to successfully come back in game number 1. Just completely breaking the expectations, and even the Miracle Curse.
What happened
They
to the
broke
Miracle
it.
Curse?
They broke it. It looked so good for Geek Slate.
Doesn't work. with El Nino.
11,000 gold lead. It doesn't work. Nino says no. The Miracle Curse, I take that. I make it a blessing.
There you go, ladies
Very
and gentlemen.
convenient for you, Miracle. You can just change it at will.
Game one, right? That was, I really thought that, I was sure that it was a straightforward game forward side of Beloyski. Geek Slate, I really thought they got it in the bag, but no. El Nino came, and it's just GG's. Sudden Maniac out of nowhere. Miracle, I did not see that one coming.
No one did.
But that is Mobile Legends for you.
We saw a bit of a, I don't know, disappointment in the faces of Geek Slate potentially after that game. So, according to the question here, was there some disagreements? Were there mistakes in the execution? Some miscommunications, perhaps? We'll have to see. But it's not a good look if they were going to try and go for a reverse sweep. Looking at the item builds right here, Udil, like we mentioned, went for so much damage. Not even boots available. Holy Crystal and Blood Wings. That is a lot of magical power, which is why a boy getting tagged by 1 or 2 forces him to use the Black Shoes, and then the third one just takes him out of the fight completely. So he was forced to recall, and the main carry, right? The carry that's supposed to be the damage output in the late game is not in the fight. It was an Ichidera that is not geared or even suited for this late game fight. Nino, with only the Wind of Nature, technically has security because Udil is able to zone a boy out again and again.
Arashi, Alter Ego is, I don't know if this is right, but they only took 2 turrets.
And it's GG's. Yeah, I
Is
think
it
the
right?
mid only, right? The
3
mid.
turrets should be. It should be 3 turrets.
Oh, that's true.
In the end.
That's true. That's supposed to be 3
But they-
outer, inner, and then base.
But they were staying at 0 turrets for the longest time in that game.
80%
0 turrets,
was Geek Slate's
0
game.
turtles, 0 lords, Arashi, up until that very last one.
Yeah, I think for Geek Slate, I mean, they were trying to
Anything
get
can
the
happen.
the clean end, but they were unable to do so because usually, right, when it comes down to these base defenses, someone makes the huge play and starts everything off, gets the whole team scattered about, and then they end either through the Lord or by finishing everyone off. But now with Luke on an Arlet that can't really jump forward and engage, with Beloyski on a Hilda as well, all the engages are pretty straightforward.
It's an even trade here if we're talking about the titles here. Rich Guy and Forgotten One will fall to the side of the winning side. Meanwhile, the carry, you mentioned this, Lilia will have the most damage, and it makes sense, right? Lilia just wreaks havoc, the burst
much.
damage. If compared to Brody, if you compare it to Hilda, just Lilia will shine, and Hilda, Beloyski will have that sandbag. Makes sense as well.
So, sprint or flicker?
Oh wait, Rossi, 100% KP.
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
I mean, total assist 16. On top of the top screen says 17 kills, so I'm, again, not
1017.
sure.
It happened so quick that
1017,
even the
he got
system...
1 kill.
Yeah, he got a 1 kill. Quick maps.
Quick maths. There you go. Didn't see the statistics there. I thought, as Diggy, did he build tank, Arashi?
I
Didn't get to get a good look. Things were happening so quick. I actually didn't get a good look because I saw he had the enchanted talisman, so I assumed he went
for full tank, only talisman and NOD. That's it.
Exactly. So he went with utility and having the Knuckles of Durance to try and reduce the tankiness, right? Because we talked about how Nino was unable to burst through the frontliner. So going for the NOD makes sense if he's not trying to be that extra bit of damage dealer, extra bit of a damage dealer for his team.
A very good display of, again, I feel like Geek Slate, what you can learn from Geek Slate is their strategy, right? Their execution, their early game taking, the neutral objective, the setups. But I feel like they lost control again. They went a little bit too hasty there, or even hesitating, where it's just, there you go.
Look
the
at
goal
the curve.
curve, just so significant there, as I said it.
This is a big, one of the biggest drops
Upsets.
ever. Not upset. Look at that. Look at the drop, Arashi.
Well, it's more like a skyrocket for the side of Alter Ego. It was so low down there. just bounce right back up. So shows again that in the late game, the execution will matter a lot. I feel like it was, again, I really enjoy the aggressive approach, right? I feel like the team that goes for this early game, early end strategy can still get it done, but it is a lot more difficult, especially when teams are wisening up to the potential and they get tools available to them to try and stall it out. Like, for example, Cult Alter or the Time Journey in this example. So maybe for Geek Slate, seeing that Alter Ego is more solid than they would ever imagine, they can maybe try and deny those playmaking tools. But look at the MVP by the Samsung Galaxy A34, A54 5G. It's Nino with a little bit of sass.
Exactly,
just
right?
a little bit.
Maniac to top it off as well. 11-2-3-8-0-8 for the GPM and 82% for the KP. Man, he wasn't snoozing at this game. He literally get the oh my God, I can't.
He was awake.
Enough.
He was not snoozing.
He was not snoozing.
As opposed to who?
Because as opposed to the others of Alter Ego, I mean, they were.
You're right. I think, honestly, that was like a solo carry game. He was practically 1v9 in that game. It feels like, okay, maybe you could give props to Udil, right? It was Udil and Nino who were really popping off.
I think Rossi was critical in ensuring that Nino has a bit more space to maneuver around. He was definitely... The idea for Geek Slate is definitely to zone him away, but he was just so dynamically looking around the map, trying to find gold. Look at him.
Literally
spending
everywhere.
more time in the EXP lane than the gold lane, according to this heat map. Because in that late game, he just needs to find somewhere to try and get some income in. Taking a look at the highlights right here. The early game, like we mentioned, was just so brutal, particularly for Selly Boy. Every time he was going for an objective, Jana as well as Beloyski, this combination in the early game at least, was just so completely obnoxious. And that, I don't know, that risk just pours out to the rest of the lanes. But unfortunately for the side of Alter Ego, there's some select moments here where Nino is able to get some kills. Udil is able to get some kills as well. So it wasn't a very clean game. And of course, a lot of the bounties weren't given up by Geek Slate either. But given enough time, this kind of trading just allows the team with the better late game to try and get a bit of an edge.
And it seems like, again, in this game, right? Geek Slate, even minute number 20 here almost, they still are in control after this fight, though. It's a different story.
Nino's spacing, man, the way he plays in these team fights. And yeah, gotta give massive props for Arasi in the fights. And Udil around that. And Nino as well to be able to capitalize on the fact that they have the Diggy. Oh my goodness.
Just so much damage.
Did
coming
not
in
expect the Maniac in this game, ladies and gentlemen. But Nino, again, just surprised us.
I think I expected a Maniac, but definitely not from Alter Ego. Looking at the 11,000 gold lead.
That was the biggest lead upset.
Yeah, I think they beat
This
Bigatron
season.
Alpha. I think Bigatron Alpha had like an 8,000 gold lead against Onyx before they lost in the end. Geek Slate.
Double digit.
This is something that they really need to, learn from, because we've seen this as well against Rebellion Zion. First leg, first game. The reason they were too old started from that first game when they had a massive lead and then they threw. Leg 1 against EVOS Legends, final game. It could have ended. They went in, no patience. They got punished.
Perhaps they need to also level up their phone game here. Samsung Galaxy A Series 5G, which includes the Galaxy A34 5G and the Galaxy A54 5G. Specs, right? No joke. RAM,
no joke.
Gigabytes. Memory, 256 gigabytes. Screen, Super AMOLED Plus.
Super
AMOLED Plus.
Super and Plus.
A refresh rate, 120 Hertz. Processor, Exynos 1380. 5G ready. Battery, 5,000 mAh. Quad cameras up to 50 megapixels.
All right, got me.
IP67 water resistance rating. Price, 5 million IDR.
What? For all that, all those
around
specs.
$300 around.
Wow. So 5 million IDR. Okay, sure. 5 million, sure. But on top of it, you guys can also get a deal up to IDR 1.162 million, including cashbacks of IDR 300K. So it's practically free.
Is it though, Rashi?
Well, practically, I mean, comparing it to the competitors, right? It's just such a deal.
Also, you can also level up your
value game
from with that phone with Ube S Gold. Coming soon though, limited edition Ube S Gold merch collection with MPL Season 11. Get yours where? UBSLifestyle.com, UBS Lifestyle e-commerce. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. That is where you should be looking for. All right. That's cross-side celebration. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, level up your game plan as well by learning by Nino.
Ooh.
Right? He doesn't care. My friends, they lost the early game. I don't care. I'm going to just farm. I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go top side. I'm going to go bot side. Mid game, be patient. Wait for one moment. He understands that. He doesn't go for the flashy plays. He doesn't force the flashy plays. Even after he got his items, he waits for the right opening. He waits for the right momentum. And then just bang, 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 maniac.
So proper way to actually like recap the whole thing, to break it down, just farm, bang, 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 maniac, because it felt that way for a lot of the viewers, right? They were like, ah, Geek Slate, easy win, 11K gold lead, and Nino comes in, he starts Ninoing all over the place, and he says it's Nino time.
It's like there's 4 steps, like draft a good composition, lose the early game, question mark, profit for Alter Ego. You have no idea, he just pulls it out of the fire.
I have no idea
for
as well.
Alter Ego. Looking at the impact player and the total gold, for Nino, it's definitely up there, especially afterwards in the late game. In the early game, though, the fact that he was still able to match up against Chidera, yes, it's due to, Geek Slate not being able to end the game, but even in the early game, with all the attention, with the ganks coming to his way, Nino was still able to farm up a storm and stay relevant on the gold curve, and that was just enough for a team like Alter Ego to get that win. Look at the damage dealt, though. A boy, like we mentioned, was 170,000. That's an insane number, but he also has 130 almost damage dealt on that Beatrix, man. And that's just dangerous. That's just deadly.
That is lethal, it seems like, right? Geek Slate, though, can they equalize in this game? Kadera, he needs to be more aggressive, I feel like. Game 1?
I think it should be. It's so weird, right? Because the Brody pick, I feel like it made sense. The Brody pick up against. I really think they should have banned the Beatrix again in the draft. I mentioned it. The Yu Zhong ban in the end. If they wanted to go for the Brody, not too sure about that Yu Zhong ban. Alter Ego Esports match history, though, they had an abysmal first leg.
But now they turned the franchise around and they're starting a winning trend for their team. So now going straight to game number 2. Can they keep it going? Can they get a clean sweep over the number 2 team in the MPl ID right now?
Well, they beat RRQ and Evos, right?
True.
Right.
Let's see. Will Alter Ego be able to defeat them with a clean sweep? Or in game 2, Geek Slate, will they have a say, right? 1-1 and Joy Band, though, will still come. And of course, Alter Ego, same bands. Valentina, Fanny, and as well as that Natalia. Perhaps a similar approach here. It will occur in game 2.
They gotta ban the Melissa again, right? We know that even on the Beatrix against the Brody, he performs. If you give him something like a Melissa or Rashi, I don't think you wanna have him answer that question.
We've seen it before. It's a very catastrophic result for his opponent. So they've banned the Diggy and left the Melissa open, though. They feel like it's the protection, not the carry itself.
Payback.
Wow. So Alter Ego go for the Farsa, which, to be fair, was a big key factor in how they're able to win the first game. But this means that Geek Slate has a chance to have a Melissa.
Okay, Geek Slate, they should pick it up, right? Giving the hero for Kadera. Realizing that Alter Ego does not prio that Melissa. I'm gonna say why not, though. Claude is still open and up for grabs for El Nino.
Is that why Alter Ego decided not to go for it? Okay, you can pick one, we'll pick the other. And we have enough confidence in Nino to go for it. For Geek right now, maybe it's the Fredrin and maybe one of the equilibrium. I thought it was one of the gold laners, but it's going to be the mid lane instead. So securing high ground. Also getting the very flexible, the very reliable Fredrin that we saw Janakiri use to completely shut Boy down in game number 1.
Well, it seems like here Alter Ego, 2 heroes, they should pick it up for, I feel like they should pick it up for the marksman, but Yeah, the Claude will be picked up here. Not the Melissa, though, but an early Matilda. The debut of Matilda Airlines here in MPl ID Season 11. And it will be picked up by Rasi.
I think it has been picked up before.
Has it? It's still 0, though.
0% win rate, maybe.
Oh, you're right.
Win rate. I think we've seen it before. Even Rossi has tried it, but he hasn't found too much
it's not the
success
debut.
on it. So maybe it's the debut of the winning Melissa for Matilda. Sorry, for the Matilda for Rossi. But now, going into the second phase, the Melissa was not picked up, so Alter Ego can ban it away. Unless they really feel like it's not a big issue, they can counter it with the Farsa.
Pain.
Wow, here's a comment though from Baloyski. I think because we all have the same goal in mind, our goal is to continue improving every week, every day. That's why I keep this in mind. Baloyski again being the leader, the father figure of Gayslay. It seems like every member has been also just respecting him. But there you go, Geekslate with the bans here saying, what are you going to play, Pi? We banned out Yuzong and we banned out Terzla and we picked up the Arlet. What are you going to play? Alter Ego, though, what will they ban here?
I think if they really want to take, Kaylee,
I've been waiting
it makes sense. If you have the Claude, right, you want to go up against a Melissa, actually. What you don't want to go up against is the Brody and the Carry. Two heroes that can really have a say in these skirmishes. So Geek Slate, again, they don't really want to go for something like a Melissa here. Up against the Claude does have a little bit of an advantage. So they go for the Beatrix instead, trying to find the same success that Nino was able to find in game number 1.
Man, for the side of Alter Ego, though, they can still go for that glue. And match up the Arlet against the glue seems to just go not too terribly for Alter Ego. They'll have a hero, and they can still be tanky, they can absorb a lot of damage, and can still zone away or displace the backline. So that is still an option that Alter Ego can very easily go for.
So works pretty well. Oh, another Akai. And glue, as expected from Arashi there. Nice touch. Nice touch. I thought that Sully Boy was more than confident to play the Ling here. Going up against a Beatrix, going up against a Eve. Sure, it's a gamble, but I really thought that he wanted to take that gamble here. But nope, it's going to be the Akai here. Aided by Matilda. Perhaps that makes sense.
Roamer now. They need a Roamer. Geek Slate.
Kufra.
Franco's a bit too risky. Kufra comes into mind. The Kanja could still work, even though we haven't seen it after the patch. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe they want to go for something. No, there's no way they go for the Atlas here against the Akai. I think the Kufra and Franco. Oh, yeah, I don't know about the Franco here. I think it works. The Bloody Hunt can get a few, pick-offs here and there, but with a heavy spin, with a lot of the CC that Alter Ego have, it's very tough.
You can expect a lot of damage or a lot of pressure or emphasis being put in the hands of Kadera, though, because everyone else didn't really have burst damage. So the only real combo is for the Franco to try and lock someone down for a Beatrix ultimate. That is something that we can see happen in this game if they really want to shut down Nino as well. But of course, having a Matilda makes it a bit difficult, and Claude as well, one of the safer gold laners in the MPL right now. We'll have to see if the game plan for Geek will work out.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin Game 2. Alter Ego match points. Can Geek Slate push this series to a Game 3? Ladies and gentlemen, this Heroes has been set. I want to see your opinions in the comments. But ladies and gentlemen, Land of Dawn, here we go for Game 2 between Geek Slate and Alter Ego. Alter Ego, they desperately need a win to somehow squeak and grab that final playoff spot. Meanwhile, Geek Slate, they also need a win to perhaps increase their odds to secure that upper bracket spot.
Looking at some of the emblems right here, you see 3 Avarices in the hands of Alter Ego, so they are all about money making. But for now, Geek Slate, they're gonna send Baloyski around to try and do damage, try and pressure around. But you can see the Farsa roam from Udil. It's just so annoying to deal with. Luke doesn't care. He keeps going aggressively here against Pi.
He's level 2 though if he wants to win out of these trades. Using the Vengeance, but again, you said that about the upper brackets, you said that this is going to be a very big game for Geek Slate too, not just for Ultra Ego, and especially after RRQ won
win
earlier, 2-1. Now Geek Slate, even if they win 2-1, they will still be behind of RRQ. They needed a 2-0, but now they will need this win as they look for a fight.
Oh, a boy here. Interesting flicker. Alter Ego, though, will not commit on towards a boy just yet. Sally Boy will just clear the jungles here. Donna will try to contest, but it seems like a Sally Boy gets it.
It's a similar story here. It's a similar story here between both the jungles. It's going to be Sally Boy against Janna. Same matchup. That means that if Alter Ego can't secure good mid lane prio, then Sally Boy is able to being jumped on. But with the Matilda and with the Farsa going up against the Yve, it seems like they're doing pretty okay. They have a bit of a lead even, being more proactive around the map because not a single hook has landed from Beloy just yet. And the moment it does, though, that's the question. Can they